Hello, here we are, Tales from the Tree. I forgot my little piece of paper here, so we just go without the piece of paper. Tales from the Tree number 8. People that are following it, they should understand that we went zip, 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 zip down. Adam and Eve traveling together. They're down here at Yesod, and they're about to make the journey to Hod. Pathway here is Judgment. Now we remember when Eve come down, she was deciding whether I keep the apple or not keep the apple. It seems like I've said this 3 times in the last 3 posts. So sometimes I think you might get tired of listening to the same thing. But now we have Adam and Eve traveling together. So you got to remember, 2 consciousness still considering themselves as one, even though separate. Their only separation is the ability to achieve knowledge, or if you want to use the more classical representation we've been using, to be able to get laid or express themselves sexually. But they're still one, particularly during that particular time when they're doing that. But see, as they're going through Judgment this time, instead of Eve just trying to decide whether or not she should keep the apple or get Adam to eat it or all the other things we went through, this time they're working together, you know. Should we do this? Should we, they're still making their decision. Should we proceed this way, this way, this way? Which way are we proceeding? Where are we going? Are we going to go back here and meet this crazy concept that introduced us to the apple? Or are we going to what? The first thing is to get back here. Adam has not been here yet. Eve has described this place to him as a place of absolute peace, absolute wonder, pure pleasure, pure joy. Eve's remembrance, you see, of Malkuth was only within the duality. Adam's remembrance of Malkuth was by himself, and then within the duality with her. So all these judgments are taking place as we proceed once again towards Hod. Do we deal with this procreative eating of the apple function at any place besides Yesod? This is the only 2 places they have yet dealt with it. Or the only 2 times, I should say. Well, not necessarily 2 times, but the only 2 periods. They've only done that while they were there. Is this a continuing process? Certainly we're not going to leave that beyond. Why would we leave that behind us? You know, we have this amazing journey to take, trying to recreate Eden, trying to reconnect with this consciousness that gave us everything, and then we took this that we were not supposed to. Do we give that up in order to achieve this consciousness? See, these judgments right here are really complacent to everything that goes on for the rest of the path. And once they get here, see, when they first get to Yod and peace, and Adam goes, wow, this is very nice. Instead of feeling strong and victorious, I feel at peace with the whole. You know? So one of the judgments they go through is, wow, let's eat a little more of that apple, see if we can maintain this peaceful thing, or if we're only allowed to do it at the point of desire. See, so boom, and wow, it's still peaceful. It's still peaceful. See, they've reached this point of peace. And in this point, while they're in Hod, while they're in this state of almost meditation, you might say they actually achieved Tantra this time. while they're in this state of meditation. They're like, should we go back here and see if there are more apples on the tree? Should we go all the way over here and see what it feels like victoriously? Should we go here and try to see what mercy is like?
Mercy?
Or should we go to Tippereth? Should we go to balance? This is the decision they make in this meditative, peaceful state, as well as constantly. Now they're carrying the acts of liberation, the ability to break through oppression, the ability to make judgment. They have all of this with them. Each one of these conceptualizations are becoming part of their consciousness as they're on this journey. Well, they're going to decide to experience Tippereth because that's the center of the whole thing. That's going to be number 9. But right now, see, they're in this wonderful place. And you'll notice as we move up the tree, things will be getting more and more complex. That's why we're constantly going to be returning over here to Tippereth. They all go there, you know that. We'll be constantly returning there because, boy, they're going to have to really balance these things out as they get there. Right now, they're going to have to balance liberation, busting through, judgment, boom, boom. They're going to have to balance all these. That's why they're going to be going to Tippereth. While I'm at it, I want to mention to everybody that Agnes and I watched a video this morning called 2012, Science or Superstition. It's 80 minutes long. We posted it on the blog. I'm even going through it on my Facebook page. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You don't have to watch it all at once. You don't have to watch it at all. I can't make you watch it. But it's an interesting way of dealing with it, and it's a nice way to look at it, and it's something you ought to consider. A couple more notes while we're on this. You know, we have the open house now on, of course, I have Coffee with Kujina on Sunday morning. That's anything you want to talk about. Thursday evening and Saturday noon are both anything you want to talk about food, but they're basically for this process here on Tales from the Tree. I'm going to be breaking off into some more videos dealing with some of our ESP things and things like that as we get into it, but I don't want to befuddle everybody too much. We're having enough trouble keeping enough of you to even be able to maintain the time it takes to follow this. So we're going to keep this as the focus. But when you come to them evening meetings and the daytime meetings, anytime you come to open house, take a minute or two ahead of time. Write down a question or two. Write down a question or two. I already covered the travel. The open houses are basically to assist in your further understanding of this. Thank you very, very much.